Hey, Shinthun with YourColorStyle.com. If you have red hair and you've been struggling to figure out what colors flatter you best, then you're going to love this video. In fact, there are two videos. There's one for bright and one for soft. So in your color style methodology, the first step that we do is we try to figure out if you wear colors from the bright color wheel best or from the soft color wheel best. And so then you will be bright or soft. In this video, we're going to talk about soft, if you wear soft colors best. Okay, so if you have red hair, strawberry blonde, you were once red but not really now, brown hair with some red, maybe you're gray at this point but you used to have red hair, then this video is for you. So this one is for soft and there's another one for bright. If you haven't seen the bright one yet, I actually recommend you watch the bright one first, because my rule of thumb is that if you can wear bright colors well, then you don't need to worry about the soft. It'll just confuse you. Now, you can definitely be someone who's kind of in between, but that's still my rule of thumb. So watch the bright one first if you haven't. There'll be a link in the description below this video to take you over there if you want to do that. And then, of course, watch this one too. And then I'll give you some steps that you can take next so you can really figure out what your best color palette is. So let's get started. Okay, so for soft, the word soft means muted, toned, dusty, low intensity. It's when we take a color and we gray it, we mute it, and then you can darken it with black or lighten it with white. Now, a softened color is really any pure color that has been manipulated. So a color that's pure and bright that's had black added to it actually is softened a little bit. And if you add white to it, it is also softened. The soft color wheel starts out with a slightly muted bright color. So the brightest color is kind of in the center, and then it's darkened with more black or lightened with more white. Okay, so it's overall very soft and muted. But the reason I bring up adding black or white is because even if you look at the bright color wheel, the darker colors and the lighter colors look a little soft, and that's because they're slightly softened, okay? Not to confuse you, but I just want to bring it up because I know it causes confusion sometimes, because you can say, oh, I can wear light colors really well, so I can't tell which color wheel I pull from. But it's really, if you can wear bright colors really well, then you would be bright, and if you don't, you might be soft. So we're going to find out with having red hair, or once having red hair, do you wear softer colors better? Now, I'm going to warn you right now that I have very few examples of individuals that are considered soft. If you watch the bright video first on red hair, which I recommend that you do, if you haven't, there'll be a link in the description below this video so you can click over there and watch that first, because my rule of thumb is that if you can wear brighter colors, then you're not soft, you're bright. Even if it doesn't mean you can't wear softer colors. It just means you're going to pull colors from the bright color wheel more often than soft. So when we talk about soft, I look for the quality of blend. So in contrast, when I talk about people who are bright, there's something that stands out. They're bright hair, bright eyes, high contrast, something stands out on them. For someone who's soft, everything kind of blends. Nothing really necessarily stands out. Often the eyes almost feel like the same color as the hair, and there's just really no differentiation between the skin, hair, and eyes. It doesn't mean you can't have fair skin and darker hair, but often the contrast is lower than someone who is bright, and everything just kind of blends. So that's kind of my rule of thumb. I know it's really tricky sometimes when you're trying to figure it out, but I hope that kind of helps a little bit. I don't have a lot of photos for people with red hair that I think fall into the soft category. I just don't. Most of them fit into the bright category, as you may have seen in that video. It's like 20 plus photos in that presentation. We have 3 here, but I also think that these 3 capture a lot of scenarios. So the woman on the left has red hair. It's like a deep auburn hair, kind of has a brownie quality to it. And she has these brown eyes. Now, red hair and brown eyes don't always mean soft, but I see her and her hair does have some brightness. If I were to do a full study on her, maybe I would be swayed to say that she's bright, but I really, gosh, she's almost like a soft, warm, and medium to me. That her eyes are kind of the same color as her hair in many ways, a low contrast between her hair, skin, and eyes. I feel like she's soft. The woman in the center, she has red hair as well, but it's kind of has a lot of brown in it. It's not very bright, at least based on the photo. And her eyes are kind of a darker gray. They're not really standing out. They're not really crystal blue or anything like that. They're kind of a gray. And so I see softness here. Soft gray eyes, softer hair. I would put her in the soft category, wearing more muted colors best. And the woman on the right, same thing. She's got this kind of nice ashy quality to her hair, has some red in it, but nothing's really vibrant about her hair. And her eyes are this nice gray color. And again, I just see softness. Nothing really stands out. It all kind of blends. So these are examples that I could find with people with red hair or once had red hair that I feel would fit into the soft color wheel better than the brighter colors. I think the brighter colors will be too intense on these individuals. So I hope that helps. I know there's not a lot of examples in this one, and maybe if I get some more examples at the Ask Jen page, I can do a second video to give you some more. But I hope that this helps you figure out if you're soft or bright. If you're confident that you are soft, then there will be a link in the video description that take you to step 2 of the process so you can figure out your best color palette. If you have a question for me that you want answered in a future video, please visit yourcolorstyle.com/askjen, and there'll be instructions there on how to submit your question to me. And if you're trying to figure out what colors flatter you best, and most importantly, to learn what colors to avoid that drain you or overpower you, take the quiz out on yourcolorstyle.com/quiz. It's absolutely free, and it'll walk you through step by step on how you can figure out what types of colors are going to make you shine. I'm Jen Thoden, and thanks for watching.